The LA Lakers have been really good. And I try to pride myself on small ball, on Kenny for Real, my YouTube channel. We're not just talking about the top end teams, the super popular teams. It's so easy to just talk Lakers all day. It's so easy to just talk about the New York Knicks. But occasionally, I gotta step out of that and give flowers when it's due. This Laker team, yeah, it's been good. It's been really good. And I'm trying to temper my expectations a little bit because the competition has not been amazing. It's been the Jazz two times. I'm talking about since LeBron James has come back, by the way. The Jazz two times, the Clippers, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Pelicans. It's not the toughest schedule. It's not the toughest stretch. But it's I was thinking about it the other day when they were going against the Dallas Mavericks and a game in which Jason Kidd just made it a point to make sure Luka doesn't drop 45. So much so that the first possession of the game, it's like something I've watched hours and hours and hours, years worth of basketball in my almost 30 years of life. It felt like a troll in a sense that right off tip-off, Jason Kidd threw two people at Luka Doncic off the tip. He wasn't even half court yet. Luka Doncic passed it up once, and one more pass to Austin Reaves for the quickest 3 points you'll ever get in an NBA game. It reminded me of like when Greg Popovich intentionally fouled. I think it was Dwight Howard to start a game, and then they cut to Greg Popovich. He was like, "See, gotcha," as a joke. Jason Kidd was like, "You're not doing this against us." And they threw two at him. They had screens. They played box and one. They did everything imaginable. And I'm just watching this game, and I'm taking my notes, and I'm like, how high can the Lakers get on my overall hierarchy of contenders? Yeah. Just 5 days. No, I'm at this point, 6 days ago, we just did an episode of Numbers on the Board. We say, hey, who are contenders versus pretenders? We got to the Lakers and we all was like, probably pretenders. And I saw two more games. I was like, no, I think they're contenders, y'all. Right now, my hierarchy when it comes to contenders right now, I got the OKC Thunder, number one. I got the healthy Denver Nuggets team, if they can ever get healthy, number two. I got the Houston Rockets, number three, and right behind the Houston Rockets, the LA Lakers. And I wouldn't be too crazy. I wouldn't call you crazy if you have the LA Lakers over the Houston Rockets. Notice in my top four teams, there's no Eastern Conference teams. I'm still trying to figure out these. Everybody's still trying to figure out these. But the Lakers have been that ridiculous since LeBron James has come back. In that small sample size, very small, 5-game sample size, the Lakers have the best offense in all of basketball by a pretty good margin. Again, Jazz twice. You feel me? But I'm just giving you the stats as they sit. My favorite thing to watch is to see how these teams are trying to scheme up what I'm calling the three-headed offensive juggernaut. LeBron James has not had a game, right, where he was looking like last year's version of himself, and even against the Pelicans, he didn't play. But they have so much on-ball offensive talent. They have two, we talked about this a year or so ago, two supercomputers that will break down your defense with just the mind. There's a clip that went semi-viral on NBA Twitter of Luka Doncic telling Rui Hachimura where to go for like 6 possessions to go straight, and they just scored on every single one of those possessions. Where after the game against the Clippers, Tyronn Lue basically said, we tried. Remember the Lou Williams clip when he was with, I think it was Montrezl Harrell, when they were asking about how you guard Kevin Durant? He said, I promise you we tried. That's the same vibe I got from Tyronn Lue in that post-game interview talking about Luka Doncic. They tried everything, and it did not matter. One of the things that, because they have so many offensive weapons, and I'm specifically talking about like Austin Reaves at this point, to be honest, because again, LeBron hasn't been able to give us a crazy offensive game just yet. That these teams that are blitzing Luka Doncic, sending to yada, 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 the Lakers are completely okay with just playing 4v3 offensively. And Austin Reaves has just continued to turn into just an offensive juggernaut that he's able to take that 4v3 and turn it into what feels like 4v2 and sometimes 4v1, because he is as smart as anybody that's not one of the top 10 players in basketball. It's such a pleasure to watch. And again, I've always really enjoyed Luka. I've said it once, I'll say it again, that if you only can go see one NBA player play live, Luka Doncic is number one on the top of my list. Every chance I get to see Luka Doncic play, I will, because it just, I think that some of the ins and outs of what Luka Doncic does kind of gets lost through TV, and you kind of have to be there to see it. Though these teams have not been good defensively, Tyronn Lue and Jason Kidd, we give them the credit for being defensive-oriented coaches, and they both, again, went to their post-game interviews like, we just don't really know what to do with this team. And if we add on top of like a Rui Hachimura having a good shooting game or somebody else just stepping up and hitting some shots, it's just a dangerous offensive team. And some of the other teams that we mentioned on the hierarchy of NBA contenders, the OKC Thunder have the mindset of we going to muck it up, we going to get steals, we going to foul a hell of a ton, and we going to play great defense and turn those opportunities to buckets. The Denver Nuggets and the Lakers are somewhat similar in the sense that their identity is that we're going to be so damn good offensively, and as long as we can be okay defensively, that is enough. And we're seeing that in real time. One of the questions I've been asked a good amount about this Laker team since they've been looking pretty solid recently is like, how can you explain the fact that they have such a great record, but their net rating is not as good as the OKC Thunder or the Denver Nuggets or the Houston Rockets, even though they have similar records in a few of those teams? And the best way I can describe it is that sometimes this feels like a get you a stop when you need a stop team. And that could be a dangerous game to play, right? You go to a 7-game series, every single possession matters. But it seems this is one of those teams like, yeah, not that we're going to lollygag defensively for the entire game, but like it's not our main priority. And then you see it when games get somewhat close. You see when teams go on a run, they can give you 3 to 5 stops in a row. You're like, oh yeah, this team does have an okay defensive ceiling. And again, it could be dangerous in the postseason where it all matters. But I'm just amazed with all of this. The biggest beneficiary, if that's how you pronounce that word, to Luka Doncic seeing all these defensive coverages is Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves, has not hit his shots as good as we normally see him do, but he is still. I didn't even write these numbers in my book, so let me look at these real quick because it is so crazy to see him averaging through 15 games. Yeah, are you ready for these numbers? 28.5 points, not minutes, points. 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 51, 35, 87. I don't know. As somebody that, was liked Austin Reaves earlier in his career, I don't know if anybody saw him being a near 30-point per game scorer, specifically on a team that also had 2 other superstars. He's just really good, y'all. And if he can get to the point where his 3-point shot can fall like it did in the game versus Dallas where he hit 6 of them, then it's really GG's. One thing that was so interesting is that those first 2 games versus the Utah Jazz, for Austin Reaves at least, it felt like he was kind of waiting for his opportunity, waiting for the ball to get to him, not really pushing pushing the tempo or pushing what he looks like as an offensive guy, just getting it in the flow. And even in those games where he was getting it within the flow, he had 26 points in the first game and 22 points in the second one. He is a guy that you can play off ball and have silent 20 to 25 point games, but he also is a guy say, man, Bron wants to be a screen setter. Bron wants to do this and let Austin Reaves cook, and he's been able to do that. After the first game versus the Utah Jazz, LeBron made the quotes in his post-game interview that said, hey, man, I genuinely don't know why so many people was questioning whether or not I could fit alongside some of these dudes. And he's been able to do it. This is the perfect opportunity for a guy that's 40 years old that we don't know how much he really got left in the tank. I remember there were some fake rumors or maybe real rumors about LeBron James going into this offseason about them shifting their timeline to more Luka focus versus him. And it always rubbed me wrong because this is the ideal situation for him. Have a top 5 player in the league, have another offensive juggernaut in Austin Reaves, and just do the other stuff. And right now, the other stuff for LeBron James is turning the Lakers to another version of Showtime. Lobs, backdoor screen. I saw Luka set a backdoor that led to a DeAndre Ayton alley-oop pass versus the Dallas Mavericks. JJ Redick got these boys going. And it's so amazing to see. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. The NBA is better when the Lakers are good. The NBA is better when the Knicks are good. And right now, we kind of got both. It's a weird place to be in. LeBron, it's going to be weird him not making All-NBA for the first time in gazillion years because he's just not going to hit that 65-game threshold. But I'm really intrigued with this team. And maybe I'll come back next week and we talk about the Lakers again and we're like, nah, Kenny, that team ain't the 4th highest contender. But I feel that way because of what we've seen Luka Doncic be able to do with previous versions of his teams and still make it to the conference finals or make it to the NBA finals or just give teams hell.